Tonight on Look Up Weekend, remember the reason for this season. President William RUTO calls on Kenyans to share during the festive season in his Christmas message. Is the Christmas spirit dead? Tough economic times make it hard for Kenyans to enjoy the festive season, as most stay in the city as opposed to traveling up country. Death toll in road accidents rise to 31 in 1 week, after 3 more people were killed in 2 separate incidents today. And home at last. 51 camps closed as El Nino flood victims return to their homes, says the government.
Well, a very good evening to you. Thank you very much for making time to be with us on this 24th day of December 2023, or the eve of Christmas Day. This is Look Up Weekend, and remember you can watch this particular bulletin live on our Facebook and YouTube pages at Lookuptv. Now, we kickstart this particular bulletin with matters road carnages, and 2 people lost their lives in a road accident along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway on Sunday morning. Now, according to Police Commander Lydia Mambo, the 2 lost their lives after a bus belonging to Mash Company collided with a trailer, leaving others injured and who are continuing to receive treatment at hospitals in the area. Now, elsewhere, Police Inspector Alexander Leshan lost his life in a separate incident in Kakamega County. This is after a police vehicle he was driving collided with a Toyota Fielder, and of course, that is along the Kakamega-Kisumu highway. According to the National Transport and Safety Authority, at least 4,139 people have lost their lives since January 1st to December the 20th.
Walitoka na wale wenye hawakuwa wakiweza kutoka. Kama kulikuwa na mtoto mdogo alikuwa amefunikwa na kiti, tumeng'ang'ana kuanzia kitu kama lisali 1:30 tuking'ang'ana kufungua hizo makiti ndo tumtoe, na pia kuna conductor wa hiyo company ya basi, huyo pia naye alikuwa amefinywa pale mbele, tung'ang'ana tumemtoa. Sijui kama bado yuko hai ama Mungu amsaidie mahali pale yako.
Kwa majina naitwa Colin Soluash. Tumeletewa hapa na tumekuja hapa na ambulance cause tulipata ajali. Tulikuwa tumetoka Nairobi tukielekea Mombasa. Tulikuwa na familia yangu pamoja na rafiki yangu pia alikuwa na familia yake. So tulikuwa tunaenda kuona sister yetu, at least tukule Christmas pamoja. Lakini tukifika mahali inaitwa Taru, tukashtukia tu gari imeanguka, tuka lose control, tukakuwa absent minded.
We have the driver sustained fractures in the lower limbs and the upper arms, the upper limbs, but is stable. Pia yeye, we are referring to Coast General for further review, fixing of the bones. We have other patients who have chest injuries, sustained injuries to the chest. They are bleeding internally. We've gotten help from St. John's ambulance, so we are transferring them out to Coast General for thoracic surgery review. The other patients had minor injuries, bruises, kwa miguu, mikono, so we've stitched them, tumewastabilize, tumewatuma for imaging. At our facility, we don't have X-ray services, so we have to send them out.
President William RUTO and First Lady Rachel RUTO have shared their Christmas message with the nation, calling on Kenyans to reach out to those in need with gifts and acts of love. The head of state wishes the nation a Merry Christmas, adding that he is looking forward to a joyous and prosperous 2024.
Christmas is the time of the year when homes go into the festive mood, a time when families come together to share a meal as they commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ.
Let me ask you something. How many of you know why we celebrate Christmas?
Red, white and green are the colors that represent Christmas. President William RUTO and First Lady Rachel RUTO had a message for the nation to observe the reason for the season.
The time has come for us to gather as families, as communities, the birth of the world's most transformative individual, Jesus Christ.
Christmas is our time to be encouraged by the fact that when Almighty God willed to dwell among us, He chose a couple from a humble background as the home of our Savior to remind ourselves that our humble, limited means are nothing but the starting point for better and greater things.
President William Ruto's message was on sharing, calling on the nation to share with the vulnerable in society.
As we gather with our families and our communities to celebrate the joyous occasion of the birth of Jesus Christ, may we reach out to our brothers and our sisters in need with a loving hand, a kind word, a warm meal, and other gifts and acts of loving kindness and goodwill. Most of all, primarily, very important, that we pray for them.
As we celebrate with our loved ones, let's cherish the bonds that make us a resilient and vibrant nation.
This was the same message from the spouse of the Deputy President, Dorcas Rigathi.
Whatever you have, you share. For God gave the very best He had to share with the world. I pray that you will be able to remember your parents. Go and see them, call them, send them a gift if you are very far and you are working and you may not be able to celebrate Christmas.
Different organizations across the country treated the vulnerable in the community with gifts and food, observing the reason for the season. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv.
Now, the number of passengers traveling upcountry for Christmas seems to be lower than in previous years, as the majority of Nairobians opt to stay indoors owing to the high cost of living. A spot check by Lookuptv in various bus stages here in the capital, Nairobi, showed little or no business.
Month of December. This is the month most Kenyans patiently await to travel to the upcountry, meet their families after 11 months of work, and make merry and celebrate Christmas. But this festive season, things might turn out different as many choose to stay in their cities.
Fare saa hii inaenda triple. Kwanza leo ni triple. Tulikuwa tunaenda Meru na 900. Saa hii tunaenda na 1400. Wengine unaenda unapata ni 1600. Mafuta ndio hiyo imepanda kupanda. Sijui inapanda ifike mbinguni ama inapanda iende wapi.
On Christmas Eve, the public transportation system tends to operate differently, with a large number of passengers expected to show up for bookings and traveling to their rural homes to celebrate Christmas with their families. However, this was not the case.
My name is Chenny Kamia, a driver for Machakos. I'm a chairman of interim chairman of Machakos Drivers Welfare Association.
As the chairperson of the Matatu Drivers Operation of Machakos explains, this year festive operation has registered the least number of passenger bookings compared to previous festive seasons across the country.
Compare other days, other years, and this year the flow is not good. It's a bit slow, and we have not hiked the fare that much. It's just average.
Despite the high cost of living, Matatu operations still hiked the bus fare due to the already high fuel prices, saying this is the only opportunity to try and gain what they lost during the year.
Leo, watu sio wengi sana wanaenda nyumbani. I think it's the challenge of financial status, but tomorrow I know there'll be just few people. Kuna kuanga tu flow from saa moja 6 mpaka saa 6 hivyo ndio inaisha.
On the contrary, most of the drivers are hoping to report to work tomorrow and await more passengers, since they also don't have a reason to travel and go make merry.
Sema ukweli ni kubaya. Juu kama mimi sijaenda Christmas ni kubaya. Kazi ni mbaya, iko chini. Zingine za Christmas kuna kuwaka na kazi, lakini ya laudi hii kimeumana. Hakuna kitu tutapata. Niko kazi mimi nikibeba wale wako na pesa.
Christmas festives are meant to be celebrated with families, and to many that means traveling back home to their rural areas. But this Christmas seems a little bit different, as many remain here in Nairobi. Warimo Kimani, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Weremu Kimani, for that particular story. Now, the high cost of living has dampened the Christmas mood, With many Kenyans in Nairobi having no plans to travel our country, the city was busy, with most Kenyans decrying the cost of living. Ebi Kadenyi now reports.
For many years, this day has been an anticipated day, but this year, things may be different. Gilbert Okesa, a bodaboda driver, tells us that amid the rise of oil, they'll still carry Kenyans going for the celebrations with normal fare charges.
Watu lazima niwapeleke mahali, hata kama ni Uhuru Park watafika hapo, lakini unajua sherehe itabamba kama kawaida. Sasa hizi maisha imetufinya kidogo, tumeshuka chini kimfuko, hatuwezi wapeleke ile standard ya juu, takuwa tu kiwango ya chini kuvitetezewa.
William Musyoki also added that this Christmas, many people will not celebrate because many people have put aside that money to pay house rent and buy the things they need most.
Hii Christmas nikiangalia sioni hata ni kama sielewi kama kuna Christmas. Unaona mambo imebadilika kabisa. Yaani hali imekuwa ni nyingine ngumu ya shida tupu, mafuta imepanda, hata abiria wenye unabeba unapata wengi wanalalamika. Mtu afiki bei, ukimwelezea mafuta imepanda haelewi. Yaani kuna shida mingi tupu.
Simon Mwangi, a resident of Nairobi, has asked President William RUTO to fulfill his promises to help the common mwananchi who are running small businesses.
Hii Christmas mimi niko huku, napiga mboka juu wenyewe, hii maisha joni ngumu, hadi hizo doza za kwenda kusherehekea hiyo Christmas ndio sina. Sasa mimi napiga kazi, nikipata hata kama ni 200, nikikula hadi chapati 2 choma, mimi niko sawa, nimefunga siku na niko BA.
With this being some of the reviews from Kenyans here in Nairobi on how they'll celebrate their Christmas day. You as our viewer, how are you planning to celebrate your Christmas? Ebi Kadenyi, Lookuptv.
Now, still on matters Christmas, and Christmas came early for over 400 Mau Mau veterans from Kwale, India constituency, after the area chief, David Munene, offered them gifts to celebrate the festive season in style. David Githinji said he decided to spend part of his salary to buy a cow so that he can share a meal with the elderly at his compound. Catherine Saina looks at the Christmas gifts on this Christmas Eve.
As the spirit of Christmas clouds the air, caring hearts have put themselves online to share with the less vulnerable in the society. Mau Mau veterans were the lucky receivers of an early Christmas from the year chief. Gracing on the occasion, David Githinji said that he decided to spend part of his salary to buy a cow so that he can enjoy the meal with the elderly. Githinji further noted that the 400 Mau Mau freedom fighters, men and women, are from all locations in their constituency, and despite their age, they came to celebrate together. They received flour, cooking oil, among other goodies from the administrator.
Niseme ya leo ni siku kubwa sana. Nimeweza kuhost wazee wa Mau Mau na Matigali Majirogi ambao walipigania uhuru Kenya hii. Niliona hapa Kedia, niliona ni vizuri niwatengenezee kalamu. Tumekuwa na sherehe hapa kuambia Mungu asanti kwa sababu hao wazee wakati mwingine wanasaulika na wanatushikilia sana sisi kama serikali. Kwa hivyo nilionea ni vizuri kila mwaka tunakuwa na sherehe hapa kidogo.
In Embu County, more than 5,000 elderly and vulnerable people in Mbeere South have a reason to smile after receiving Christmas gifts and goodies from the office of the First Lady, Rachel RUTO, through Mama Doing Good initiative. By Chairman Kenya Dairy Board Genesio Mugo and other Mbeere leaders, officers from the office of the First Lady traversed the vast of Mbeere South, where they made stops at New Site, Ngiori, Meka and Ngenge Primary School to distribute the Christmas goodies.
Imagine mama wa taifa ametutuma kutoka Nairobi hadi hapa Embu. Na wewe labda uko na jirani ambaye yako karibu na wewe, kisha ukose kukumbuka jirani yako.
It was a song and dance as residents from remote village of Alale Ward in North Pokot Sub-County, after they received an early Christmas gift of 5 water boreholes as reprieve of a water shortage in the semi-arid area.
Ya maji kwa wakati wa sikukuu au Christmas. Na kwa hivyo mimi na timu yangu ya POM tumeenda kwa marafiki kule ng'ambo mpaka tumeleta boreholes 4 ya 5 iko karibu kwenda kuchimba kesho kutwa.
Catherine Saina, Lookuptv.
Well, that story by Catherine Saina takes us to a fast breather. We'll be coming to you in a couple of minutes, of course, with more stories, including RUTO's tongue of promises.
Coming up, 1 year later, as he delivered on the promises he made, tonight, we review President William Ruto's promises to the nation.
What about mambo fantastic if not scholastic? Chota kuchota na Hatia Supermarket imerudi. Ukifanya tu shopping ya shilingi 1,000, wewe unaingia kwa promotion ya chota kuchota na Hatia Supermarket. Watu wanaendelea kushinda ndani ya Hatia Supermarket. Mwana tata kitoko. Wewe na umeshinda
nini? Yote. Hata nalala.
Karibu ndani ya Hatia Supermarket uweze kuchota kwa wingi kabisa. Watu wanasema nini? Nakwambia kwamba chota kuchota. Unangoja nini?
Magari 7 za kushindaniwa, TV, fridge, microwave, shopping vouchers, school fees vouchers, instant prizes na zawadi zingine kemkem. Chota kuchota imethaminiwa na Hetia's Oven Fresh Bakery, Gigabyte, Mount Kenya Milk, Clover's Food Products, Velvet, Magic Drink, Pwani Oil, Arenco, Fruit Juice, Masterchef, Toilex, Coolsip, Mika, Wash Ultra, Philos, Prestol, Nivea, My Choice, Ushindi, Fresh Fry, Arimis Jelly, Cabernet Water, Dettol, Ketepa, Meta, Glucose, Coca-Cola, Rosy Tissue, Big Giant, Elbins, Unilever, Fresh, Unga wa Dola, Blue Band na Pasta Star. Shindano la chota kuchota linaanza tarehe 1 Disemba hadi tarehe 10 Februari mwaka 2024.
Hatia Supermarket, a world of choice.
Tere, mambo ni mawili, kufikisha, kumwaga na kurudi. Kulala ni mwaka mpya.
Bua muka we mse. Nini mbaya? Wewe kwani wani vile dereva anaendesha gari vibaya? Lazima tususe. Anaendesha gari na kwa simu the whole time hata angalia barabara. Tusimame. Wewe dereva wewe. Mwaka iliyopita peke yake watu zaidi ya 3,000 walipoteza maisha yao barabarani kwa sababu ya tabia kama hizo. Hautatuangamiza tukiona.
Naomba msamaha, nitampeleka vizuri.
Si wameomba msamaha. Sasa tuende tusafiri kwa mwendo wa aste.
Dere Smart hufikisha abiria salama. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
Are you a junior secondary school, a college, a TVET institution or a university and you want to advertise your intake? Book now and advertise with us today on both Lookuptv and all our digital platforms. Call us today or email us on sales@lookuptv.co.ke.
Oh, thank you very much for staying with us. We continue with the bulletin, and meat lovers might be forced to contend with high prices of meat on this year's Christmas Day as the prices of livestock in Kajiado County skyrocket. This comes as other parts of the country decry the high cost of living as the prices of basic commodities reach a new high.
Kajiado County has been among the highest meat suppliers, especially to the county's satellite towns that border Nairobi capital city. The city itself, with an annual turnover of Kenya shillings 3.2 billion, with 1,000 head of cattle sold annually in its main market of Ilbisil, Shombole, Kimana and Emali.
Zimekuwa gali kwa sababu wananunuzi wanalalamika juu mbuzi zetu zilikufa na kiangazi. Kila kitu imekufa, mbuzi, ng'ombe, zile kidogo ambazo zimebaki ni kama hatuuzi kama vile tulikuwa tunauza ile kipindi juu wanunuzi wanalalamika.
Currently, there is a high shortage of animal supply in markets, prompting to high price increase by triple digits. In most livestock markets, the price of goat or sheep has shot up to 20,000 from 8,000 a few months ago. A mature cow is retailing between 70,000 to 120,000, with a castrated mature bull fetching between 100,000 to 150 Kenya shillings.
1,000. Sasa ukiangalia kilo moja 1,000 na uko na familia, haiwezi shibisha familia. Itabidi sasa either ununue unga ya ngano wakule chapati ndio sasa wakue kama wamekula Christmas.
However, the wholesale price of meat from the slaughterhouse has increased with 100 shillings from 380 shillings to 480 a kilo of beef and 550 shillings to 700 a kilo of mutton respectively. Most outlets in Kitengela are selling a kilo of beef in between 580 shillings to 600, with mutton selling at 800 per kilogram from 700 per kilo a few months ago, to chagrin of meat lovers.
Mbuzi inanunuliwa na 20,000, kitambo ni 10,000.
The high price coupled with the rise in the cost of living is proving to be a burden to many Kenyans. And in this season, the delicacy might just be missing to many Kenyans' plates.
Haya anasherehekea na nini na hakuna mbuzi? Hakuna mbuzi. Yuko saa hii mbuzi na taira kijana na hakuna sisi anakunywa chai peke yake. Na hakuna mbuzi anasinja.
Trinsaina, Lookuptv.
Now, as Christmas festivities continue to knock on doors across the country, stakeholders in the tourism sector in Mambrui, Kilifi County are calling on the government to ensure adequate security for all tourists who visit restaurants, beaches and hotels.
Tunahitaji usalama wa hali ya juu, kwamba mgeni akija hapa asisumbuliwe na mtu yoyote, awe na uhuru wa kufanya kile anaweza fanya, ili kwamba cha muhimu ni kwamba jamii yetu ifaidike, kwa sababu ukiangalia uchumi wetu sasa ni mgumu. Pasipokuwa na biashara sisi ama kazi, sisi huku tutakuwa tunaumia. Na mimi kwa miezi 15 tu ambayo nimechaguliwa, tumeanzisha tayari mambo kama haya. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali yetu, serikali kuu ambayo inahusika, tuhakikishe kwamba usalama uko wa kutosha, ili kwamba tuhakikishe yeyote atakayekuja hapa awe hana wasiwasi wowote wala matatizo yoyote.
So iko haja serikali pia wakati wa hizi sikukuu ama wakati wa high season wawe wanaweza kuleta at least askari 2 3 wawe na sisi tuwaonyeshe vile huku baharini kunakaa. Maana huwezi jua na huwezi fukuza mtu na huwezi jua huyu mtu yuko namna gani. Kwa hivyo usalama ni muhimu sana katika ufuo wetu wa bahari.
Na sasa hivi ukienda kule unapata kumejaa wageni pale. Kitu tunachoomba serikali, hiki kipindi cha msimu wa hizi sherehe Christmas na mwaka mpya, tunapenda waweke security ya kutosha katika mfuo huu wa bahari. Waaskari wao wana patroli huku mchana na usiku, kwa sababu tumeanza kuona wageni wengi, wale wa kutoka maeneo ya nje na hata wale wageni ambao wametoka Nairobi, wengi wale local tourists ambao wamekuja wengi hapa.
Now, President William RUTO won the presidential contest thanks to his stellar manifesto and the promise he made for better Kenya. Now, before assuming office, President RUTO made several promises that would transform the country's ailing economy. He championed a bottom-up economic model that would target to lift Kenyans at the bottom of the economic pyramid. The Hustle Nation, including the Mama Mboga and, of course, the border riders. 1 year, 3 months into his 5-year term, we'll look back at the promises he made, those he has kept, and the challenges he has faced. Here's a special feature as filed by our reporter Henry Tende, dubbed President Ruto's promising tongue.
I, Wafula Chebukati, Chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, hereby declares that Ruto William Samoei,
when he was declared the winner of the August 9th election by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC. That marked the beginning of a new leadership in the country, President William Ruto taking over the mantle of leadership from his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta. This after the Supreme Court struck out a petition filed by the opposition challenging his victory.
It is our finding that the declared president-elect attained 50% plus 1 of all the votes cast in accordance with Article 138(4) of the Constitution.
Having served as Deputy President for 10 years, President Ruto, with the inside knowledge of how the government of the day works, mounted a powerful campaign to wither an equally powerful campaign from Azimio. In the campaigns, his now formed Kenya Kwanza team made several promises to Kenyans. Key among them was to address economic hardships that majority of Kenyans were enduring under his predecessor. This, he said, he would achieve through his famous bottom-up approach as he launched his manifesto at Kasarani.
Our intervention is threefold. Number one, we want to create business infrastructure for these people. There must be markets, there must be spaces, there must be areas where business can be done legitimately and decriminalize people's enterprises. Number two, there must be legislation to protect everybody's business. It's time that we move into the digital space. That's where the whole world is going anyway. Most of our services are now on a digital platform.
The packaging of his manifesto was fundamental to his victory. President Ruto sold the hustler mantra. At the time, many Kenyans needed hope of a better future, considering prices of basic commodities had soared to unprecedented heights. The hard economic environment exacerbated even further by the COVID-19 pandemic that shook the entire world, leaving many nations in economic shock. The hustler mantra was therefore an intelligent move by the Kenya Kwanza team and augured well with Kenyans who entrusted President Ruto with the country's leadership.
Tumekubaliana kama Kenya Kwanza ya kwamba kazi yetu ya kwanza ni kupunguza gharama ya maisha. Kwa kupunguza gharama ya mbolea, tulete ile mbolea inauzwa saa hii 7,000 mpaka shilingi 2,000.
We are now 1 year, 3 months into his regime. Today we ask, what has President William Ruto achieved so far and what has been amiss? First, we look at his flagship campaign promise, the Hustler Fund. 3 months into office, President Ruto, true to his pre-election promise, launched the Hustler Fund program, setting aside 50 billion for the project that promised to advance affordable loans to low-income Kenyans.
This is a fund that will transform the bottom of our pyramid. 10 million Kenyans, as you stated here, Your Excellency, have been locked out because of punitive and predatory lending.
In the Hustler Fund, nobody will be excluded. There will be no exclusions. Everybody will be given a chance. And I want to ask, those of you who will be given a second chance, please do not abuse that second chance. Use it well. It will work for you. It will work for your future. It will work for your business. It will work for your family.
As we speak, 1 year on since the launch, the program is up and running and has matured to attain self-sustaining status.
The good news, the good people of Kenya, is that to roll out this program, and today this program is self-sustaining. Those who are borrowing are the same as those who are repaying. So this product is sustaining itself. With only 12 billion shillings, we have this product up and running, servicing itself and making sure that Kenyans have access to credit. We are going to write a book about this product one day.
The program has benefited millions of Kenyans seeking individual loans and microfinance institutions and chamas exploring the option of improving their businesses.
Zaidi ya Wakenya 45% wamekopa pesa ya Hustler Fund. It is the most preferred fund currently in the country across all the borrowings.
Wakenya milioni 19 wamechukua pesa ya Hustler Fund. Wakenya milioni 7.7 are active members. Wanalipa wakikopa. Wanalipa wakikopa. Watu milioni 7.7. Explain to me, where would these 7.7 million Kenyans be if we didn't have the Hustler Fund?
Despite President Ruto talking up the Hustler Fund and singling it out for praise, Kenyans from all walks of life who are beneficiaries of the project feel the fund could do more if the limits of loans advanced are improved.
Kwa hii serikali nimeona mambo mingi na nimefurahishwa sana na zile mikakati wanajaribu kuziweka, haswa kwa Hustler Fund, kwa njia ya kujaribu kuinua vijana kama sisi.
Aidha tunapatiwa kitu kama 10,000 ama 20,000, something that you can even start a small business.
What I can say to them is they should give us more opportunities than the funds. Like they give us the job opportunities, not the funds, because the funds at the end of the day you have to pay back to them. But with the job opportunities better because everyone does grow.
From the Hustler program in comes the housing program. President Ruto is hell-bent on succeeding with this program. The program, he says, will ensure the mama mbogas and the boda-bodas can own decent, dignified and affordable houses. The housing tax was introduced by the Finance Act of the 2023 that has elicited mixed reactions from Kenyans. The housing levy, as it is now known, has since been declared unconstitutional by the High Court.
Without a framework embedded in legislation, how would members of the public know who are the beneficiaries of the housing levy? What are the requirements for one to benefit? The opaqueness undermines transparency and accountability, and in our view, Section 84 of the Finance Act does not meet the good governance test required under Article 10(2)(a) and C of the Constitution in the absence of a clear-cut legal framework concerning administration of these funds.
We need to liberate our people from the indignity of living in slums, number one. Number two, we need to get Kenyans to own a home. And for them to do that, we have to have social housing, we have to have affordable housing.
Despite the ruling, President Ruto remains defiant the housing program will be implemented, as it is one of the key agendas of Kenya Kwanza manifesto. Already several units are under constructions in various parts of the country.
We need to reverse land fragmentation, and housing is the tool we have to reverse fragmentation and to give us an opportunity to save the land that we have for production of food.
The Commander-in-Chief says the housing program, apart from ensuring Kenyans own decent and affordable houses, will create thousands of jobs.
In just the last 8 months, we now have 120,000 Kenyans working in our housing program. In factories that manufacture cement, factories that manufacture steel, transporters of all the construction equipment, manufacturers of construction products, engineers, architects, plumbers, technicians, electricians, including laborers.
The reception of the housing project by Kenyans is not any different from the Hustler program. The housing levy has received supporters and critics in equal measure.
Kwetu nyumbani hapa Nairobi nilipa rent, nilipa affordable house hapa Nairobi, utanisaidia. Heri ingekuwa kila mtu anajenga kwake nyumbani, ukijua uko hasa Nairobi, uko na nyumba utapata nyumbani.
Sioni venye itafika place ati hiyo nyumba itanisaidia mimi. Maybe kaitasaidia wengine, maybe well and good, but so far so good, I don't see it working for us.
In future, with the rate at which the population is increasing, we need to have specific places where people live and specific places where we work from. Unaona, sasa kama huko nyumbani, unajua kuna watu wanaishi pale wanalima bado. Unaona, serikali inafanya kitu mzuri kwa kujaribu kuprovide shelter kwa wananchi wake.
The program, if it goes per the plan, will see 250,000 units constructed annually. Apart from the Hustler and the housing projects, the government has made strides in food production. President Ruto's administration has moved to address high cost of food products by availing fertilizers to farmers to spur agriculture and ensure the country has adequate food. In 1 year, the Kenya Kwanza government has reduced the price of fertilizer from 6,000 when he assumed power to 3,500, and now it has been reduced further to 2,500. Apart from fertilizer, the government has made sure there are certified seeds during planting seasons. In the month of December, the president and his close confidants are upbeat. The fertilizer subsidy has significantly reduced flour prices in the country, promising that the same prices will keep falling into the new year. Indeed, a spot check in most retail outlets show a significant reduction in flour prices. Whether these prices will persist or are short-term remains to be seen. Critics of President Ruto are adamant despite the ongoing projects, the government has not done much to address the high cost of living. Many argue even as the government addresses food security and access to financial credits, the gains of the programs are negated by high taxes his government has imposed on Kenyans. His administration has removed subsidy on petroleum products, shooting the prices of the commodity to an all-time high. Talk of the Finance Act that has elicited mixed reactions from Kenyans. The government has introduced new taxes with this act, and salaried Kenyans are facing a reduced purchasing power as their pay slips continue to shrink. Startup businesses are complaining of unreasonable license fees as both the national government and the county government seek to raise revenue.
A great nation. I am very confident about Kenya, and I am very confident about the future. And I promise you that Kenya is going to change. This our country. Take it from me. 10 years from today, people will come to Kenya and they will not recognize.
3 months into his 5-year term, he has now read his first budget and he is molding the direction of the country in his own aspirations. Next year will give a clear picture of the direction he is taking the country. Henry Tendanyula, Lookuptv.
Thank you very much, Henry Tendanyula, for that particular story. And of course, President William Ruto continues to come under scrutiny as he continues to give promises to Kenyans, most of which are yet to be fulfilled. Now, on that note, we take a short breather. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go away.
Na hizo pingo tumetoa wapi?
Shika.
Sijana huko na kakitu.
Shika hapa.
Usijaribu kuniambia nini ati ni chama. Mimi kwani umeanza maneno ya baba?
Leo nilikwambia uchangamke. Kuja tutoe hizi vitu. Tutoe.
Wewe umeanza maneno ya baba.
Baba wa gani?
Hello. Wewe generali. Hadi mbuzi. Itiko iko wapi tutoka mbuzi? Iko pale. Mshamba.
Yes.
Hadi gari.
Wewe kwani hujasikia maneno? Krisi lazima ipambe.
Nini watu? Hizi vitu zote mnatoa wapi?
Msimu huu wa Krismasi, mambo ni mega. Sherehekea Krismasi na Lotto Wins. Mwezi huu kuna magari ya kushindaniwa, guaranteed millions, 100k holiday shopping vouchers na mbuzi za Krismasi. Up to 40 million to be won in the hourly draws and a grand prize of 200 million every Wednesday and Saturday. Ndani ya 200 million mega jackpot. jackpot. Cheza Loto sasa. Ingia kwa M-Pesa Paybill 777000. Account Look. Amount shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2000. Usiseme Merry Christmas. Sema Loto Mega Christmas.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Changamka, cheza Loto.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Now let's continue with the bulletin, and the government says over 470,000 people displaced by floods due to the El Nino rains have returned home following receding water levels. According to a statement by the El Nino Emergency and Disaster Response Command Center, as a result, all 51 camps have been closed. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has commended President William Ruto's recent declaration that Kenya will transition to a visa-free country by January 2024. Mudavadi on Saturday highlighted that this policy is a step in the right direction, poised to significantly enhance tourism and strengthen global business and employment connection. The Prime CS was speaking in Nandi County, where he was attending a wedding ceremony of the Mosop Member of Parliament.
Mheshimiwa Rais amesema kwamba Kenya shall be a visa-free country. Yaani hakuna mambo ya kuleta utata mingi na maswali mingi tukitaka wageni. Wakati huu kila mwaka wageni ambao wanaingia katika Kenya ni karibu 1.2 ama 3 tourism. Huo uamuzi wa President William Ruto, yeye amelenga kwa muda wa miaka 5 hivi, anataka turuke from 1.5 tufikishe 4 million ama 5 million tourists coming to Kenya. Na wakija, mahoteli zinapanuka, biashara zinapanuka, wakulima mazao yao yanapata nafasi ya soko kwa sababu watu wamekuja wengi. Hiyo ni hatua kubwa sana ambaye Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya amechukua.
Now, chaos erupted in Ugenya constituency, Siaya County, after the area MP was attacked by goons during a funeral attended by Azimio leader Raila Odinga. Now, chaos started after an unidentified man grabbed the microphone from the MP, forcing him to flee for his safety, with his guards firing gunshots to disperse the hostile group attacking the legislator. According to a police report, Ochieng was attacked by ODM supporters who were against him addressing the mourners due to his political affiliation. When Azimio leader Raila Odinga took to the podium, he continued with his onslaught on the Kenya Kwanza regime, terming it as an administration confused with the power they behold.
They grabbed power, but they did not know what to do with that power. Now they don't know what to do with education. We are now going to begin open schools next month, in a few days' time. There's going to be chaos. You don't know how much fees the children are going to be asked to pay. You don't know primary, secondary, you have got 100% transition. You don't know university, you're being told some students will pay, some will pay nothing, some will pay something, some will pay full fees. Now you don't know where is the yardstick? How are you going to know that this child comes from a family where the parents are able and these other ones are not able?
This is not what you promised the Republic of Kenya. You cannot lie to the people. You cannot promise oranges and you're giving people bitter pill. That cannot work.
Let's get sporty now, and former Gor Mahia tandem defender Frank Odhiambo is in the country following the recent completion of the Swedish League. However, the Ugandan man has noted his significance in the Swedish Pro League, giving thanks to notable figures like McDonald Mariga, Michael Olunga and Victor Wanyama, while insisting that due to their good starts, Kenyan footballers can easily be scouted to the Swedish League. Take a listen.
I think since we've established like a route towards the Swedish League, it's getting quite more easier for like even the upcoming players who are coming to like get a chance to like make the move, because it all started with I think probably even Mariga was in Sweden. So such people are the ones who like opened the door. Mariga, Wanyama, and then Olunga played for Ugon. So for me, it's a good challenge for me, I can say, because I'm looking forward to like probably do better than.
Now, NBA side Detroit Pistons coach Monty Williams is a man under siege after registering a record 26 games in a row without a win. Pistons suffered a recent 126-115 loss to the Brooklyn Nets, scorching them down the trenches and making them join Cleveland Cavaliers. The Philadelphia 76ers, who both registered the longest single-season losing streak in 2010 to 2011 and 2013 to 2014 consecutively. Well, that particular story wraps up our bulletin on this 24th day of December, Christmas Eve, if you'd love to say that. And to the team behind the scenes, many thanks for making this happen. From Jeremy to James Momani, James Kinywa, Simon Kahambwe, Alvin Thuo, Nasha on our digital desk, and of course, Brian Amwai, my producer. From us, we call it a day, and I take this early opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas. And of course, do enjoy the day. Until tomorrow, do have a lovely day. Our sign language interpreter has been Josephine Oko, and I am Ian Kitani.